Let me play this video.
Who owns this bag? And remember, before you say it's mine or you got it for me, I don't wear bra.
It's mine, bro. It's mine. It's mine. Look at me. Look at me.
This is plain.
I was insecure. Every time I go to the gym, all the boys in the gym, I always say, get a bra, bro. Get a bra, bro. You got the boobs, bro. You got the boobs, bro.
Really, nigga?
So one day, after work, I go to the supermarket and I got the bra.
Oh my.
I was so ashamed to wear it. It's mine. I didn't tell you about my insecurities.
Baby, I didn't know.
You bought the bra because of his members?
I know you were insecure,
That's what he's
baby.
saying.
You know I love you. I love you the way you are.
I get the gist. I get the gist.
Oh, okay.
It's a joke, I guess.
What do you mean a joke?
No, but he lied. He's lying.
He's lying.
He's a
He
liar.
had a
Yeah,
woman
he had a
around
woman over. Yeah.
That left their bra and he used that to,
Right.
spin a,
Right.
fast one on his girl.
Well, a couple
How
of
does
things.
that relate to what we're talking about?
I know open marriage, right? A couple of things.
Okay.
It's related, and I'll show you how it's related. Right?
Please do.
Earlier, we were talking about Pastor John Gray. We've covered him on this channel before. You remember that?
Yeah, so what's the gist on him? I don't know.
Okay,
What's the
so
real gist?
allegedly, he's being
Yeah.
caught. I don't like doing this about other men because I'm not holy past anybody.
Because you don't want anyone to say
Yeah.
you're a simp. And
No,
you're
no,
not
no.
holy.
No, I'm not only past. Precisely because of
No
what
one
the
is.
Bible said in, what is it, Matthew 7? Verse 1. We don't judge, so we're not judged the same measure because, maybe I'm not a cheater. Maybe there are other ways that I have flaws. I don't want to be dragged.
Everyone is flawed. For a fact.
You get the point.
Everyone. I don't
Exactly.
care who you are. If you are born of a woman, you are already flawed.
That's
The day you landed on this earth.
Yep, that's my point. That's
I'm
the
flawed.
Yep. That's exactly what I'm saying.
Yeah,
right?
so what Kiwani Coco, what's the
So
gist?
there's
I still
some.
need the gist.
So there's a popular vlogger. What's her name? Tasha K. Right.
Okay.
And basically what happened is that some chick called into Tasha K. So first of all, Pastor John Gray is a popular pastor here in the United States. He's the pastor of a church called Relentless in the Carolinas. He used to be associate pastors with Lakewood Church with Joel Osteen.
Actually, I like him. I
Right.
like. He's very.
I still like him too, yeah.
He's a very wise man when
Yeah.
he speak.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
everyone has
I still like Pastor John Gray very much too, because again, like you said, no one is perfect,
Everyone
right?
is flawed. Yeah.
Right. So, but here's what I wish people would do, though.
You didn't tell me the gist first before you tell me what you would like people to do.
Right, I'm still
still need-
okay. You're right.
I
You're
still
right.
need to get the gist.
You're right. See, that's why you're here to keep me on point, right?
I don't know what's going on.
Anyway, so I was talking about Pastor John Gray. Then I was talking about the blogger
Tasha K.
Tasha K, right?
Yes.
So Tasha K, basically somebody called into a show, something like that. Something I didn't watch it myself. I was watching another guy called O'Shea Duke Jackson.
Talk about
It, right? So apparently somebody called into the show and said, she is the presently as we speak, mistress to him. Right? And how did they find each other? They found each other because it was he was browsing on the internet through adult sites and stuff like that. Yeah, that's what that
porn
person
site?
claimed. Not
Or like OnlyFans.
like something like that. It could be, I'm not sure exactly what it was.
Wow.
OnlyFans, adult porn site, or maybe where you do pick up you pick up escorts and stuff like that.
Oh
Yeah,
my God.
that's how they met. And apparently he's promised to buy a car, buy a house, because now Relentless, the church, is opening a branch or something like that in Atlanta. So that's where they've been. So travel comes with this kind of things too. Position, status, power, come with this kind of thing. But the point is that this girl did not know until after a month that he was who he is. Like you didn't know how popular.
She's never seen him before.
It's possible. You'd be shocked. People are so popular, right? And we know them, and you ask somebody else and they didn't know them because they're in a different.
It's very possible.
Different echo chamber altogether, right?
That's true. Oh wow.
So
why did she come
but that's
on
what she claimed.
Tasha K to now spill the tea?
That's a good question because I haven't seen the Tasha K one.
Okay,
right?
because
I've only seen what this guy said.
Because this is my thing, not to excuse what this pastor is doing.
Right.
But I'm saying, I could also look at that girl and say she's a liar.
Right.
Because what's the motive? Why you out here to now pull this guy down?
To ask the motive is a valid question. To ask what the motive is, right? But we also know that if we have a little disagreement and I know that you're powerful and you have nothing to lose, right? So he has everything to lose, like his reputation. Like we're talking about this right now, and there's tons and thousands of bloggers that are talking about it as well, right? Now, why did I bring this up, right? We're talking about open marriage, right? Before I talk about open marriage, there's the other news that broke out. The guy with the shootout in Texas. I was just on Auntie Bridget Obodoyibo's platform talking about this, right? And what happened? The wife asked him for divorce. Now, if you've been following us here for a while, I've told you before, if somebody asks you for divorce, I'll keep repeating it because I think we have to repeat things like that. If somebody asks you for a divorce, there's only 2-sentence answer. Okay, I understand. It's that simple.
No, you can't just say, okay, you understand. Because you're a human, you still want to find out.
That's
right?
why we're talking.
Because we are humans with emotions.
So,
you're not just going to come to me and say, yeah, I want a divorce, and I'm like, okay, I understand.
No, I'm talking about men.
Am I looking for that divorce from you?
No, it's very important we're talking about men. It's very important that notes that we're talking about men, right?
But you still want to ask questions like, why? What happened?
Yes, but not in that moment. Not in that moment.
Okay.
Not in that moment.
But do you have to say, okay, I understand in that moment? Or you will be like,
so your wife, this is a very good question. So your wife came to you. She asked you for a divorce, right? As opposed to shooting up the house?
No, I agree.
All right, good.
Of course.
So it's very good. It's very good to keep things clear, right?
No, when you say that, I agree with that.
Okay.
But me and you right now, we good.
Right.
Okay? And I come to you and I say,
yes,
I want a divorce.
That's what makes this difficult.
Okay, I understand. Or you're going to say, where's this coming from? Or you're going to say, you know what? Let me take a break. I'm out of here. I need to think. Because this is how these things happen.
Yes.
Some things happened before. This guy just went to go get a gun and start doing shootouts. Not to excuse any of that, because this is crazy. And we need to stop that. And I get what you're trying to say is that, guys, it's not the end of the world. I totally agree with you. It's the emotions involved when these things are said is what causes whatever.
You see how you took the time to ask me all those questions after I told you that? That's exactly what I'm looking to accomplish. Okay? As opposed to you overreact.
Right.
So you're right that the way it transpires is there's an active argument going on. See, when the opposite of okay, I understand is that where's all this coming from? Overreaction. That's always accompanied by some kind of overreaction and animation and all this kind of stuff. That's not usually coming out as those subtle and soft end. No, usually coming out with all of this different demonstration and stuff, like right, that can actually confirm the exact reasons why she's wanting divorce in the first place. She couldn't feel safe to tell you anything. So by saying where is all this coming from, if you think about the energy that usually accompanies with it,
it's like very animated, and as a man,
it's explosive.
I agree.
So if you think about all of that, right, you will now understand where I'm coming from when I say the first answer in that moment, just the answer. We're not saying you shouldn't work on your marriage and all this. That's not what I'm saying at all. What I'm saying is that in that moment where anger comes in, replace that with okay, I understand.
So because the reason why I brought that up is, assuming now I come to you and say, I want a divorce, and you say, okay, I understand. I'm like, have you been waiting?
That's exactly what I'm looking for.
To ask for a divorce? Like, oh, so you've been, and it doesn't end like that. I'm gonna guarantee you right now. You tell a woman, okay,
if you feel so safe,
it's not gonna stop there. So, it's gonna become another different argument. Like, what the hell? So you've been cheating on me? So you've been, there's so many levels to these things.
So if you feel so safe to come to me, to trigger me that way,
it's not safe.
Just to tell me so you can respond.
It's not out of safety too.
Okay. So you feel so safe, you came to me so you can let me hear what he's going to respond. Is that how it works?
No, it's
What
not.
usually has happened
saying,
before you gain courage, which is courage, to come to me and say, I think I want a divorce. What usually would have transpired not only few hours before then, but days, weeks, months, potentially years before that. The idea is here, let's not pretend that we didn't know that there's a breakdown going on in our marriage.
Oh no, men pretend all the time. They say, I didn't see that coming. Where is that coming from? Oh my God, it must be another dude. They say it all the time.
Exactly.
They say it all the time, and I'm like, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
There were signs everywhere, but you choose not to acknowledge it, and then you want
Exactly
to
my point.
I didn't see it coming. Oh no, she's just a bit. I mean, I'm just replaying what's going on in people's
Exactly
head
my
when
point.
they do this
So
stuff.
let's not pretend like we didn't know that there is a breakdown, right? Let's in fact act like, you know what? Like let's be intentional here. It's been bad. Okay, no one prepares that their wife is going to come and ask them for divorce. Usually they're oblivious to it. That's why
They
I'm
say they're
spelling.
oblivious.
No, they don't say they are oblivious because there's a lot going on. There's a lot going on. Sometimes it's just he knows kind of slightly, but he's not paying attention. He's living life.
Oh,
And
he's thinking
it's
she ain't going nowhere.
Okay, that's another way of saying
Men
it.
tend to think that way all the time.
Right.
I'm like, why do you think a woman has no limit? She's going to get to even if she does not have no money in her hands, she's going to be like, at some point and say, you know what? Let me even leave this place first. I will sort myself out.
But before you got to that stage, you waited that long because you did not feel safe.
Exactly.
You were not being an adult as well.
I agree.
You were being in a situation
I
where
agree.
you're looking for, like, it's just bad.
It's bad,
been
but sometimes
bad.
you just want to get out of the funk. It's just like you're getting suffocated and you're losing your mind, and it's just you want to get out. And somebody else does not want you to get out. They decide to shoot up the place. Like
No. That's why it's good that it's two of us, right? It's good that it's two of us. The way is someone we interpret is the way you just did, but it's not accurate when you bring it back to reality. When you bring it back to reality, what's going on in your head at any point in time is different from what's going on in my head. That's the reality. Okay? When you assume that, you naturally will give me some grace when you're addressing me. You at least want to find out what's going on. The same thing I would do back and forth, right?
Right.
If I assume that, however, you should be thinking what I'm thinking, then I won't give you any grace because you should know better.
Yeah, but people who are already in this stage, right?
It doesn't make a difference.
They're not giving any kind of grace.
That's why we're talking about it. Make sure that when you're in a relationship,
it's like die
right?
or die trying. That's
Right.
what that guy played out, and it's so sad. Like, it's just crazy.
Make sure that when you're in a relationship, that you have enough grace in you to give, because you will need it. What's going on in that person's head is not what's going on in your head. You have to apply patience and grace. You see what I'm saying? He clearly is disconnected from what I just said. We don't know what was going on with the wife, right? We don't know what we know, right? What we know now is that she asked him for divorce. She gained enough
Which is
courage.
not a crime.
Right? So how do we handle this when somebody comes to you and asks you for a divorce? The point is not the verbatim word, exact words I'm saying. The point is that just know that heaven is not about to fall out.
What?
That is the point I am making. So
and we have to keep making that point because, this is crazy. I can't even believe it right now. Like, this is becoming a common thing.
You see how you're connecting with the sadness of it?
Yeah, of course.
That's natural,
Someone
right?
lost their life.
People have unrealistic expectations. They said, no, let's talk about this objectively. You shouldn't connect with the fact that somebody lost their life.
What?
That's what people do in marriages.
Well, that is crazy.
Do you understand? People go to court and expect that they should come back home and be friends and we should just talk, forgetting that people get caught up in emotions.
If you're going to court, just have it at the back of your mind that things are never going to be the same. I mean, I hate to say common sense. Common sense is not
It's
common
not common
these days,
sense.
so. Like, if you take someone to court, just know that you just started.
Right.
Let us talk like adults. You should have thought about that before you went to court. It's going to go left.
It's not relevant. Adulthood or not, none of that is relevant because both of you are being children. You fell in love. And you're not thinking, you're caught up in emotions, and then you're even getting more caught up in emotions when you get into disputes. You don't sit down. You as an individual, you don't sit down for a second and say, this is another human being.
You're entitled.
You're entitled. You feel entitled. You're not calming down to say, okay, let me just calm down and see what's going on with this person. Listen long enough for you to hear what they're saying, because that's hard to.
It's very
for
hard
me to today.
When you're in your feelings, yeah.
Like, because I know in my heart of hearts, I know, even though I could be wrong, I know that I'm right. But I have to sit down and just listen. And, make sure that you feel heard. Make sure that I'm heard. How do I make sure I'm heard? By making sure you finish your point. Right?
Because at the end of the day, being right is not going to, it's not like you being right is not going to solve.
It has nothing to do with
if
nothing.
If the other person does not feel heard. So
it has nothing to do with there are other forces playing a role in everything beyond what you're talking about in that moment in time.
That's sad. It's very
so
sad.
The answer remains, if somebody asks you for a divorce, it's okay, I understand. Shut the hell up. Let them say the next thing. Like, if you came, like what you were saying earlier, if you now say, really? So you've been thinking of, like, what do you want me to say? What do you mean? That threw you off. The fact that I gave you that answer.
Absolutely.
Right? But we're able to stay calm, and talk if we need to talk. It also tells me that you still care. You're asking for divorce because you feel like everything is in a...
Yes.
But if I'm like, divorce, and I've been watching all kind of crazy YouTube videos, and I go into the safe and bring out some... This was happening.
That's so sad.
You see what I said? Calm down. I learned it a long time ago. It's still true.
Yeah.
It's okay. I understand. I knew it. He didn't love me. Like, whatever she said in that moment, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. Yeah.
It doesn't matter. Nothing I said matters too, except that I need to collect that emotional chaos that's right there, collect it and put it in a box and put them away for a second. Go shower.
It's got to the point that I feel like people can't even straight up sit down in front of their spouse and say, I need a divorce.
Yeah.
I feel like it has to be sent by mail and you're long gone.
Yeah.
Because you just never know what's going to happen. Like the case for this lady.
Yeah.
It's not a crime, it's not a crime. It's not a crime at all.
So yeah, that was the point of that segment really quickly. So the just to round up the other open marriage thing.
Oh yeah, we'll never go to the end of that one.
So I mentioned the Pastor Gray thing. I saying like, what were we looking at? And I said, if he gets caught. Who was that? No, we were talking about somebody entirely. Let's not talk about that. But you know what I mean? If that person gets caught, right? They're acting like if they get caught, they'll be like, you know what?
They'll own it.
It is what it is, but they won't. They'll be crying like a bitch trying to beg the wife to stay. That's what they... Because I see a lot of people talk on this YouTube and Clubhouse and social media streets, and they're like, oh, this is polygamy, blah, blah, blah.
Like they're ready.
But you can't really get with another woman while you keep your woman with your full chest. You would only do this...
You sneakily do it.
Sneakily, right? Not only will you do that, you take that side somebody to a public place where you can be seen, right? Basically, you're acting stupid. Like, for example, Pastor Gray, you're telling somebody who has nothing to lose, adult worker, right? Adult... What do they call them? Alasho, Olosho, something like that, Sha.
Oh, okay, Olosho.
Right.
Olosho sounds...
You're telling them that you're going to buy a house for them, allegedly. You're going to buy them a house, car, and all this kind of stuff. And you know that this person has nothing to lose, right? So that makes me question, like, when you say, you want to be polygamous, the way our fathers did it, are you sure you know what you're talking about? Because the way they did it...
no clue.
At least at some point they brought that girlfriend home and said, well, she's pregnant. Well, y'all gonna be living together. Or they call family members. They do that a lot too. They cap too. They will call family members to talk to the wife and say, well,
beg the wife.
Yeah, well, you, right? That's what happened for the most part. But people act like they're just doing this with their full chest.
Yeah, like, I'm a polygamist.
I'm a polygamist.
Like, you can't even do
you're a polygamist. Can you wait until you've married 2 or 3 wives before we start talking?
Exactly.
Right?
Oh, men are polygamists in nature.
Right.
Like,
So I feel like, okay, open marriage, the idea of open marriage, this generation behind us are bold about it. Many of them are capping too because none of them are really living that life long term.
Polyamorous.
All that stuff.
Situation.
Right? They do it short term. I have 2 girlfriends now. I have 3 girlfriends now,
That's what I'm saying.
So they use that, and then they use that to compare to long-term marriage where somebody has 6 wives, like my grandfather in his house, 5 wives for an extended amount of time. It's not the same thing.
No, it's not.
It's
not.
So open marriage, how do I feel about it? I think in 2022, I think it's just a good way to invite chaos into your life. I don't know. It takes a certain. It's not because you're wrong. People think it's about wrong. I don't talk about right and wrong, by the way.
That's moral.
Yeah, we don't do the moral stuff. You have your moral standard, but resources, time. How do you have time? Right? How do you have time? You need a wife for the average person now. I'm talking to you. You need a wife to bring 50% of the bills, pay 50% of the bills. You can't afford to keep one home together, but you're talking about polygamy. Like, who are we deceiving exactly? Right?
Yourselves.
Right? So, from a resource standpoint, right? If you were Elon Musk, we wouldn't have this conversation. You probably would not have a home, a house. You would live on your friend's couch. It's not because you couldn't afford it, because you were just weird like that, and you're the richest person in the world, right? We wouldn't have this conversation. We're talking about you, the regular person.
That is Elon Musk, by
yes,
the way.
That's him.
He is weird.
I said that. Yeah.
Well, most rich people have a house or two.
Right.
It's just strange.
But the point is that once you get into that level, we're talking about Elon Musk, where you're rich, high value man, all this
Money
nonsense,
is not
right?
like anything to you anymore.
Nothing in life is normal to you. You're like every second of your day is accounted for, right?
Sure.
So even those people, they don't indulge in those stupid conversations. What about you, your regular self, that you know before you can use that second car and have a home, you need a second income. So now you're talking about marrying multiple wives. So again, I see open marriage is another phrase that's been thrown around, like open marriage, boundaries,
that has
narcissism.
been for over how many years though? I feel like it's been like around for like
The open
over
marriage
20,
thing?
15 years. Like people have been talking about
the
it.
reason why they're dragging the nonsense out of Will Smith and Jada right now is because of the open marriage thing. It just doesn't work.
Did they say they have an open marriage? I think it's just that people are assuming
that's
the
true.
situations.
That's true. There's a lot of assumption
I think
there.
they had
but
moments where they were separated but living together and
Right.
things happened. I don't think they ever had an open marriage.
Right.
And this is me just thinking,
No,
What
it's
do I
true.
know?
We don't know. If you know anything, share with us. If you share a link where they said they did open marriage, let us know. But anyway, there's this guy though, one of the new edition.
Yes.
Right. So
What's his name again?
I keep forgetting his name. It's one of the
skinny one,
BBDs, right? The skinny one,
the
right?
very
They
skinny
did
tall
try
one.
the open marriage, and then this girl tried to take his wife. You get the point?
Well, excuse me, the girl didn't try to take his wife. His wife was more invested in the girl. See? You gotta get these stories right.
Okay.
She was the one
It sound like the same thing to me.
No, she was actually the one chasing after the girl.
If you're moving, God forbid,
with another girl,
if you're moving with another chick right now, who do you think I'm going to face?
you will blame the other chick.
Not
Instead of
blame. I will
blaming
face
me.
them.
I get it, but I'm just saying. Let's
am
keep
I
it
wrong?
clear.
Yes, I'm wrong, but I will still face them. You get it?
Those are the things that women do when they are fighting side chicks over their
Everyone
husband.
does it. You blame the other person. You say she was sitting by herself, being happy here. You just came into our world and interrupted our world.
Please.
That's how people say them.
Come on.
That's how people do them,
It's stupid for the most
Yeah.
part.
But yeah, that's the point. It's all emotional for the most part. It's
Right.
not about right and wrong. It's about, hey, relax, calm down. There's nothing you're going to fix right now in this moment when these things happen. If your wife comes to you and asks you for open marriage, is she serious? Yes, she's probably serious. Don't overreact.
Is she serious? Is that a question?
Don't overreact, okay? That's all I'm saying. Don't overreact to it. Just let today sleep. Let today pass away, right? And then talk to somebody. Maybe your father, your mother, your pastor, your alpha. Somebody that can maybe help you dissect what just
And
freaking
then
happened.
after talking, and she still says, I want to open my eye. I'm dead serious.
Yeah.
Then
Let go.
yes.
Let go. Yeah,
Because guess
let
what?
go.
The power still lays in your hand. The person
still have
company
the power.
has so much power,
Yep.
but because of the weakness we also have, we feel like no, we have to have this person by force. No, we don't.
No,
have
you
to.
don't have to. You don't
don't
own
have
anybody.
to.
You don't own yourself.
Don't have to.
Did I tell you don't own yourself? Did you wake yourself up this morning? Okay, let's be calming down, right? If somebody said you don't want to be there anymore, one of the hardest things for us to do is to let go, but you're going to have to do that. That's the most healthiest thing you can do. That will get them, put them in a position where they can clear their head. You can clear your head, right? If they belong there, they will come back, okay? But the work is always going to be what you do on yourself and not trying to manipulate other people to stay. If you have to manipulate someone to stay with you,
it's not going to last.
It's not good anyway, right?
It's not even going to last.
Yeah, it's not good anyway.
You.
So yeah, let's.
It's not going to be and that's why we always preach self-sustainability. And when you say these things, it's as if people don't get it. Like, if you're not sustainable, if you don't even move around like you got options, I'm talking about that you are good enough.
Right.
Nothing happens.
Like you're
everybody.
You're well made,
right.
created. What's that thing? What's that Bible verse? Like I'm well made and created. Something like that.
Something like that. If you don't know that for a fact,
you don't know that, they don't want you anyway.